Hi ladies, welcome to 2017. Wow, a new year. The last post we left off with was me really understanding that even with all the acne on my face and my neck, which you had an opportunity to view, even with that, even with the extra weight that I was carrying on my body, I was attracting these beautiful souls of men who treated me like I always dreamed of being treated. So why was that happening? How was that possible? And I discovered maybe exuding this inner light and beauty is enough. Dear diary, yikes, my brain is cluttered. I just want to take a hot bath with some essential oils, have some soft music playing and candles burning. I'm not able to do this right now, so instead I'm choosing to listen to music, sing out loud, and dance. This always makes me feel better. It always makes my soul happy. But things are just so complicated. Guy is a wreck and actually making me scared. Everywhere I am, he turns up. I'm driving, he's beside me on the road. I'm at a train station, he's there and wants to talk. I'm at the movies and I just sense his presence and boom, turns out he was there. And today, Emile, Sandra, and her boyfriend and I were doing errands for my Italy trip, and who's there? Guy. I was paying at the cashier and I looked up and he was there. He said, "I promise I didn't plan this." I'm feeling scared. Who is this person? Sandra and I went back to her place and Guy called. He was sobbing and said he needed to talk. God, it's April. And at this exact time last year, I was feeling the exact same way. Stressed, overwhelmed, frustrated, pressured. I started to cry as I just couldn't hold in my emotions anymore. I agreed to let him come over for about 5 to 10 minutes. And what does he show up with? Flowers. He told me to look at him. Regarde-moi, Erin. Regarde-moi. Dis-moi, c'est fini entre nous. He was saying, look at me, Erin, and tell me that it's over between us. I looked straight into his eyes and I told him, Guy, c'est fini. J'ai besoin du temps seul pour moi-même. Only for myself. I need some time. Somehow this helped him. So we just sat and we talked in actually a very adult way about how things would be between us from now on. And after he left, I felt a huge sense of relief. This was not the life I wanted. I needed to be free and continue learning who Erin was. What do I like? What do I want out of life? I want to deepen my connection to God and spirit, whatever it is. I want that. That's what my soul is desiring. So after a while, Emile and Sandra's boyfriend came over, and it felt so good to have him there. Just a happy, calm presence. We had an amazing time laughing and talking and connecting. He held my hand and then guided me to sit on his lap so he could cuddle me. We had such easy conversation, and all I could think when I looked at him was, Erin, is this your life? You are sitting on a gorgeous man's knee who treats you so kindly, so tenderly, and is so into you. He's so interested in learning about you. Like, he asks questions about you. He's so interested in your life and what's happened and what you like and your interests. I can't believe it says your life. Dear Diary, today I went to Emil's apartment and we ate lunch, sang songs together, watched a music concert on TV, then decided to go for a walk near my house. He was so excited to experience my world. He looked at all my photos from Canada with such delight and then asked for me to take him on my favorite walk that I told him about near my house. Oh my goodness. We walked through fields of flowers and castles and taking photos and hugging and laughing. I felt so loved and so cared for and so free. You see, Guy is not the only man in this world who's going to treat me right. Why did I think that? I would have settled if I stayed with him. But what am I doing? I leave for Italy in 2 days. What's ever going to come of this? Dear Diary, today I head to Italy. Guy was kind enough to take me to the dermatologist's office so I can get this prescription for my acne. He says I should notice a difference in a week. Oh, I hope so. Now, the plan was to meet at Emil's house so I could say goodbye and he could take me to the train station. I didn't know what to do because Guy offered to drive me to the station, but I kept saying, no, it's okay. I need to say goodbye to everyone from Prague anyway, so he offered to drop me off at their apartment. I hated this, but I didn't know what to say. Emil and Sandra's boyfriend were waiting outside for me. Uh-oh. As soon as Emil saw me, I could tell he was emotional. Guy drove off and Emil came up to me, put his arm around me and walked me into the apartment. Shit. I hope Guy was far enough away and didn't see that. Emil and I spent our last couple of hours talking and kissing in his bedroom. We kept telling each other over and over how much we would miss each other and how sad we were that we had met so late. When I returned from Italy, he was going to be back in Prague. This was a total intense romance between us. He asked if he could keep a picture of me, and I could feel how intensely he felt for me when I gave it to him. Oh God, what is this about? We walked to the boulangerie to buy something for me to eat on the train, and we just couldn't stop touching each other. We just had to stay in contact. He had to have his hand on my back always, and I had to touch his hand. It was just almost like we didn't want to be disconnected. We were just flowing. He even turned to me and said, Erin, can you believe today is 1 week exactly that we got together? What guy remembers that in the middle of a grocery store? I love this. We continued on to the train station and I felt a pit in my stomach. 1, because I was going to have to leave Emil and this amazing new relationship. And 2, I felt Guy's energy somewhere. I just knew he was there. But I wasn't going to let this ruin this beautiful moment. Emil and I went to sit on a bench on the train platform, facing one another, and just stared at each other. I felt like I was in a movie, a romantic, magical movie, when all of a sudden I turned and I saw Guy charging up the stairs with this crazy look on his face. I winced and I said, Guy, pourquoi tu fais ça? Guy, why are you doing this? He spit out. I looked back in the mirror of my car. I knew this started when we were still together. I said, no, ce n'est pas vrai. It's not true. He stomped away and then turned around and said to me, when you come back, you give me my knapsack back, and then that's it. I don't want to see you. And he turned to Emil and said, this doesn't bother you, hey? You probably like this. Emil and I were in shock. Emil kept saying the F word over and over and over again and told me how sorry he was that I was going to have to spend my Italy trip thinking about this and then coming back and having to deal with all this by myself. I felt so protected when he said that. We only had 2 minutes before my train arrived. So I put Guy out of my mind and I just focused on Emil. Soon the train pulled up. We stood up and walked slowly to the train. The door opened and we shared a tender kiss. And then as I boarded the train, I felt his hand on my back. His touch. The train started to pull away, and just like in old movies, he walked along the train and we just stared at each other's eyes, our gazes fixed on each other. As I stared out the window at him, the last thing I remember seeing is him kiss his fingers and raise them up in a peace sign. Oh, I felt like crying because today I'm leaving a true romance. I've hurt and angered someone who has respected me and loved me unconditionally. And to top it all off, today my divorce is officially over, legally over. Talk about endings. So here I sit on this train in France, heading to Italy, and even with everything that's just transpired a moment ago, I'm still having the time of my life. That's where I'm going to stop. Now, because this video is so long, because there was so much to share, I'm not going to do any commentary about this. I'll save that till the end of this series. See you tomorrow.